Hello, professor and classmates. What's up? Gabriel here, back at it with Forum 3B. And so this week was super interesting. Did a deeper dive into a lot of the fundamental components that comprise GDP. And I don't know about you guys, but I found this pretty fascinating, especially, GDP, gross domestic product, is such a common term that we throw around. It's like the quintessential economic term, right? And so it's been interesting to see my understanding, grow and develop as we, drill down into what actually forms a country's GDP. And so excited to continue. But the three big concepts this week, the first is real GDP and nominal GDP. I'll pull up my notes. And so real GDP, this is when you use constant prices. So for example, prices change every year, right? That makes sense. Inflation, deflation, prices change. So let's say you have a nation that only produces eggs, and they're called eggland. And let's say eggland's prices were obviously a lot less last year than they would be this year, right? And so in order to get the real GDP for eggland, you're going to choose a base year, let's say 2022, that's your base year. So you're going to choose the average egg price for 2022 to calculate the GDP in 2023. So the price is the same. And so this measures actual productivity versus kind of a perceived productivity, which is what nominal GDP does. And so nominal GDP does not choose a constant price from a base year to stick with. Instead, it uses the current price. And so you get more of a skewed number. And obviously this is a lot harder once you get, much more macro level outside of our imaginary eggland. And so second concept is GDP deflator. And so the GDP deflator, and this ties closely with the previous concept, but the deflator is how much the cost is now actually compared to the base year. So the deflator would be the current year, and that is what deflates nominal GDP. That is what would drive it down. And so the third one are calculating using a deflator, and so basically this is easier done by dividing the current dollar value by 100 because it makes the math a lot simpler. And so that is how you use a deflator when you're calculating GDP. That's real GDP and nominal GDP. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week as much as I did. Excited to continue learning and growing together.